Welcome to Solo Shot First, and today's video we're going to be having a look at Paz Vizla from Star Wars The Mandalorian, and I've just brought in this 6-inch version, but you can see on the left hand side, just to give a comparison on the scale and size. Now I don't actually have really odd, well, I've got a couple of 6-inch figures, that's it. And that Heavy Infantry Mandalorian, as they class him, or Paz Vizla, as he is known, is probably the only one that I've got and the only one carded. And I picked that up quite a while ago. I think it was on offer from Star Action Figures here in the UK for, I think, just sort of shy of £17. So I thought that would that was sort of quite a bargain. And you cannot actually believe the weight of that thing. Anyway, I digress. So let's move that one out of the way and concentrate on the 3.75 Paz Vizla. Okay, so here we've got the box, the packaging. Now this actually turned up, when was it, yesterday? Or I think Thursday or maybe Wednesday. And in some ways, I suppose it's a little bit of a shame that we got these so late in the day, when you consider, you know, the Black Series have had a number of versions of this figure. And we actually get it really at the end of the... I suppose at the end of the season 3 of Mandalorian, and everybody knows what's going on. But, you know, I mean, that's one of those things. I've been really looking forward to getting this figure. I've seen a couple of other reviews of it, and it does look simply stunning. The card art is really, really nice on this. I mean, I know everybody's not a fan of these sort of deluxe boxes, if you want to class them as that, but I believe it is quite a chunky figure inside, and probably justifies it on this. But card art wise, really, really nice looking front of that card, where you've got Paz Vizla all set up there with his heavy blaster, what appears to be obviously inside sort of some sort of building. So they've actually done that really, really nicely. They've got that sort of Starburst sticker on the front right there, as we look at it, showcasing his backpack. And then you've got the nice sort of Star Wars with the red Mandalorian. So it looks really nice from the front of the box. On the sides, I think there's just a couple of different images. One with the shield, one with his knife. And then on the back of the packaging, I think they've done this, again, quite nicely, because you've got that image that they're using for the front. You've got the nice sort of Star Wars Vintage Collection logo down in that bottom right. The actual sort of legal information is really small on this, so that's a really nice touch. And then there's a nice image down there in the bottom left-hand corner, with all of the accessories that you do actually get with this figure, and I think it does come sort of quite loaded. So let's have a look at the front of the card back again one more time, and then we shall get this figure out of the packaging and have a look and see that let's hope it's been worth the wait. Okay, so that's just removed from the box, and pretty much like we've had with all these deluxe figures, the figure just comes inside with that sort of cardboard wrapped around it, and then you've got all of the accessories in that sort of soft tissue paper, which I believe is sort of biodegradable and can be recycled. So nothing new to write about really inside, but it's just to sort of show you how it does look. And I've got to say, just sort of first impression looking at that figure, it does look enormous. But what we will do is we'll put some figures alongside him at the end to have a look. So let's get him out and have a look at the figure itself. Okay, so here we've actually got the figure on the spinner. Now, I'm not sure how long this is going to last. For some reason, I have really weird problems with my spinner. It just doesn't seem to want to work. But in terms of the sort of first impressions of the figure, I think it's I mean, this is a really, really good looking figure. Really nicely done with the colours. Certainly sort of depicts how you see this figure in the series, in terms of the way that he's actually looking. How sort of how Paz Vizla looks. Lovely, really deep blues, as you can see probably there on the helmet, across the chest plate, on the shoulders, and then obviously you've got some really nice, that sort of light brown garment on his right leg. I hope this sort of camera work's going to do it justice. I mean, it really does just look a superb figure. I think the only thing that you know, we'll showcase it is when we put it alongside some of the other Mandalorians. But it's a really, really, really gorgeous looking figure. So the only thing that I would say, sort of looking at it off of the bat, and I know this has been mentioned sort of by other people, that sort of, it's not hard plastic, not really hard, but that sort of almost like that, this skirt piece that he's got here, it is obviously of a harder plastic. And that could somewhat restrict the movement a little bit. You know, other than that, I mean, again, that's a really, really small thing. I know other people have mentioned that it doesn't have a massive impact in terms of how the figure actually looks. It does look simply stunning. So let's get it off the spinner, and we'll have a look in a bit more detail. Okay, so here he is off of the spinner, and I think you can probably see what I mean by the colours. It does look really, really good. This is just a fantastic version of Paz Vizla. I just don't think they're going to be able to do a better one, certainly not in this scale. And it is, again, a chunky piece. I mean, in terms of the way it's designed, it's very cleverly done as well, because these sort of shoulder pads here obviously are very, very thick, but they are a really, really soft plastic. So if you're going to be able to sort of manipulate his arms, get them into different poses, you just need to sort of lift those ever so slightly over his shoulder. In terms of the articulation, this has got all of the bells and whistles that you would expect. Obviously, articulation at the head, articulation at the shoulders, at the wrists, and at the elbows. Sorry, wrists, elbows. Yep, I'm not sure. Looking at that. Oh, yeah, no, he does also have the hinge in the wrist, which is very, very nice. You've got a crunch at the stomach and also a swivel there. Then you've got articulation at the knees and at the ankles. And it is the ball-hinged ankles as well. So, and it does come with those butterfly hips. So it has got literally absolutely everything that you'd want. In terms of the accessories that you do get with this, it comes with his heavy blaster, which is almost like it's almost like a light brownish, really, but with just that sort of silver tip on the front. So that's quite nice. He does obviously come with this jetpack, a couple of rockets that go into the jetpack, and we can set that up as well. The lovely little sort of electro shield, if you want to class it that, and his knife. So loaded with accessories. You know, I know, as I said, a lot of people not particularly keen on having these Dulux boxes, but I think sort of Hasbro made it quite clear as well, they weren't going to be able to get this figure, just the size of it in terms of, I suppose, its width really, into a bubble. So anyway, let's get some of the accessories on and we'll have a look and see what he looks like. Okay, so I've just put him back on the obviously on the spinner, just to try and give you, I suppose it's the classic pose that you're probably going to have this figure in. Come on, work ever so slowly, but at least it gives you a nice idea of how he actually looks. I mean, I haven't put the jetpacks. Hang on. Yeah, I haven't actually put the jetpacks in the back of the rocket here, but we can do that. But I suppose that's the sort of, and I haven't got the shield on there, but we can also show you that because there's that nice place where that shield goes on. But it was just to give you a look at, I suppose, how he sort of looks in that classic pose, really. All right, let's get him off of that. This is not going to work. Yeah, so I would say that's probably the pose that you're going to get. That you're going to get Paz Vizla in, and he does. I mean, I know I heard sort of Tim at Boss Bounty sort of mention how great this figure was, and Daniel Chart, he got this the other day as well and was just saying how good this figure really, really is. And I probably should have got it out of the packaging earlier because it really is an absolutely stunning looking figure. Anyway, let's just show you the other bits. Let's get that rifle off. Okay, and that's the other sort of pose, I suppose, that you're going to have this Paz Vizla figure in. You've got the lovely knife that does just slot down in there into his compartment, just down by his sort of knee and shin, and the lovely little part that they have added, which I think is a really nice touch on this, as part of that handle that he holds. There is a little bit of plastic on there that, as you can see, just obviously pops into the back of the actual jetpack, so you can hold that in there nicely. And on this one, I've just put the flames on there. I'm not. I think everyone knows I'm not a massive fan of the flame effects, but I think it works quite nicely on this. The shield again just pops in. There is a little hole just on its arm guard there, and the knife sort of sits quite nicely in his hand. So let's just get him off of that and bring him in, so you can see this in more detail. All in all, this is a super looking figure. Really, really good. As good as it gets. Let's get them flames off. That's the one thing I would say with this as well. So I can't get that one off. The flames were, certainly for the backpack, were a little bit fiddly to get in. Maybe mine just were, I don't know, maybe not just sort of fitting correctly. But that is a super looking figure. Really, really impressed with that. Right, so all we now need to do is get him set up with his with the other Mandalorian coverts. Okay, so there he is, and I think you can see, you know, I've got him placed there next to the armourer. You can see, obviously, I mean, yes, okay, the armourer is a female character, but look at the size difference, and even compare him to Mando there on the end. But yeah, so there he is in all his glory with all the other Mandalorian coverts. So fantastic, fantastic looking figure. Listen, you know, if you get the chance to pick this up, then this is an absolute must. I'm not sure it's probably going to be a must for carded collectors, just quite simply because not everybody does like that deluxe box. But if you're an opener, then this is an absolutely fantastic figure. And yeah, it's one more to add to the Mandalorians. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit the like button. If you're new to the channel and you want to subscribe, please do. There'll be more videos coming shortly. If you have any questions on the figure at all or the video, please leave them in the comments section below and I'll come back to you as soon as possible. I hope you have enjoyed this video today, and thanks for watching.